是研究领袖，我们今天的主题是 Who was Leonardo da Vinci？ 谁是雷奥纳多·达文西？那么今天就开始讲。Parchment is made of the skins and animals such as sheep, cows, or goat. The skin is dried over treat until it becomes flat and paper-like. Parchment is much stronger than paper. It's more expensive too. The beautiful prayers slip copied by hand in the middle of guise of parchment. Parchment is rarely used today. Paper was first made in China almost 2,000 years ago by using bark from mulberry tree. Today is finest paper is made from cloth rags. Paper was made of wetting and pounding the material until it separated into fibers or strands. These were then broken down, poured onto a mesh mold. After the substance drained of the mold, it could be left off as a sheet of paper. In Europe, paper was introduced by of the Northern Americas. The first paper-making mill was built in Spain around 1150. During the 14th, Florence has been the most important, most exciting city in all the world. It was on a 5-city state in what is now Italy. Being the city-state of Florence of the government. It was called the Signoria, but for many years the city is really ruled by a very rich, very powerful family. Let's see. The Medici men were art lovers. They built beautiful homes and churches and libraries in Florence. They wanted work of art and go inside all those buildings.我们就直接叫 ADB 好了。听起来就像另外一个东西哦。Was the most famous artist working in Florence. He had plenty jobs. Leonardo was lucky and studied under such a master. Leonardo was appeared in 12 at the time went to his studio, and the parents were boys, not girls, were allowed. The parents was not paid, but they were given free room and free food and a little money. And then take out his studio and learn speaking arts in the first years of a class with drawing. After down the 7 and 8 years, they knew to paint pictures, create from and make statues out of marble and bronze, design pottery, silverware, objects of gold, and the design of buildings. The parents start at the bottom of the work their way up. They swept the studio, then arranged for the older artist and cleaned at the end of the day. There is no supplies of the source. Leonardo and the other mirrors of paintbrush and paint. For the brushes here from different animals were stuck into wooden handles. Hog bristles instance and made good hard brushes. Squirrel fur has used to be softer brushes, and the artist paint with a kind of paint tempera on a base of egg, not oil. Leonardo was taught to make colors. Blue came from the grinding stone called lapis into dust. Red came from the crushing of tiny beetles. Yellow from a juicy kind of berry. At that time, canvas not used to painting, and the artist paints in flat panels and wood instead. but once I love it first will from his spectacles cracking later on. The glue was brushed. After that, a coat of fine plaster was called gesso was put on. This gave the panel a nice smooth surface for painting, and these tests were jobs and Leonard's the studios was always busy. Anyway, a master of 8 cents were working on many different projects, and what was these customers ordered and they make of a hard city of V ran the business and drew contracts. The contract said exactly the job was being, for example, the statue of soldier on horseback, how long it was out, the cost of materials would be used, and only V the master signed the work of art. Right Right away, they saw the young Leonardo and special talent. He was so he was so nature, he was so natural. So soon after he learned the basics of trades, Leonardo was allowed to do more important works. Customer and patrons and always called did the paintings of important of churches of Florence, and the painting might be Mary and the baby Jesus and the manager of Joseph and the wise men's shirts and shepherds. Sometimes the patron would have inspired himself in the picture too. They might appear at sad news and praying. They were always smaller in size of the saints. On Sundays, when people came to the church, they saw the beautiful painting of Mary and her baby, and patron who had paid for it was lovely gift to a church, and also had showed up important patrons there. We replied and commissioned that painting would be eventually Jewish, and Jewish is standing in the rocky street. Saint John pours of water over his head and left the painting with 2 angels. He himself painted almost everything except the angels. The angel is starting with at Jewish in a way of shows and he understands the importance of what he was watching of the face and sweet was Leonardo painted the angel. And always saw the full of like everything else in the painting noticed it. We realized Leonardo was a genius. He had talent like no one had ever seen before. We understood that even himself was not good as young as appearance. The story was after he saw Leonardo's angel. We never took the paintbrush again. He went down to more statues and items of gold, but he never did another painting. 好，谢谢大家的收听，欢迎大家们来到本期的我们今天好，给大家讲的内容，再见，拜。